Hello coding aliens, we are back again with a bang for another awesome build, that is Facebook Messenger clone. Are you guys excited for this awesome build? Let me know in the comments below. We are using the REACTJS for the front end, Material UI for all the icons, and the Firebase for the back end. Are you guys pumped up? Smash the like button and subscribe this channel for more awesome build just like this. So let's go to the demo of this project first of all. So you guys can see this is a messenger application and this is a real time. You can chat with your friends, family, students of your classes. You can see I'm going to simply drop a message here. Wow, that's insane. On clicking this, you can see here very nice little slick animation when this message is popped out here. You can see we have categorized the user, the admin or the user, and the other user from this. So basically when you are going to add the message here or drop a message here, your message will going to popped out like this of the blue background, and the other users message are going to left aligned, okay, and with the white background. So it is very easy to distinguish between the sole user and the other user. So next, how you can build this? So I am going to simply do it one more time. So let me refresh this one more time. On refreshing, you can see here it asks your name. So if I am going to simply drop another name that is not available or that is not stored in the Firebase, and that is not stored in the Firebase previously. So I am going to simply do this YouTube, okay. So you can see when all the messages will be going to the left aligned direction. So okay, now you can see all the messages are now going to the left aligned. So you can simply see here a very nice user categorization or user distinguishes between the users. You can see here bunch of messages there here, okay. Let me do it one more time. I'm going to simply do one more time for the user that is actually stored and have dropped the message already here. So I'm going to simply do this code with Aki. Now click on OK. Now you guys will see here the message for the code with Aki is now in the right aligned, which tells us that this is the message that is dropped by the native user of this system. So you can see how you can going to build this application in REACTJS or Material UI and the backend stuff with the help of Firebase. So are you guys excited? So let me know in the comments below. So let's go to the coding section of this project. So I am going to simply minimize this, okay. Let's go to the coding section. So I am going to simply open the Visual Studio Code. Inside the Visual Studio Code, you have to simply fire the command npx create react app and the name of the project. So I am going to simply give the name here FB Messenger. Hit the enter button. It will take a couple of minutes. So let it finish. Once it will set up your React application. So you guys can simply do the following stuff just like this. I am going to simply do all these stuffs side by side, so you guys also follow me along with this coding, okay. So are you guys excited of this build? We have a bunch of builds previous. So this is my 5th clone project. I have done the 4 clone project previously. You guys go and watch out all these clones. So all the links of the previous clones is in the card and in the descriptions, and we have a playlists of all the clones named REACTJS. So you guys can find this playlist easily on my channel page. So I have done the Facebook clone, Twitter clone, Netflix clone, and last day we are done with our Telegram clone. So all these clones are available on my channel. You guys can simply go and watch all these clones. It will surely enhance your skill and react stuffs, all these react stuffs. So in the last build of this Telegram clone, we are clearly done the backend stuff. So you guys will see with a lot of features in the Telegram clone. We guys cover the Redux. Many of you guys found it difficult to digest the Redux, so I have done the Redux stuff in our previous build of the Telegram clone. So let it finish. So okay, so guys, we are done with this npx create react. Okay, so we have this boilerplate React application has already been created in our directory. So let's go to the right directory first of all. So we have FB Messenger. So let's go to the FB Messenger directory first of all, Messenger. Okay, now inside this you have to simply go here. I'm going to simply open the folder. So let's go and open the folder. You guys can simply add dot or period or /. You can simply got this Facebook Messenger Facebook Messenger. You have simply if you have created the folder, then you have to simply give the command npx create react app period and /. Okay, so in this way you guys simply everything is going to that folder. So instead of this, so basically I'm going to simply do this FB Messenger. Okay, select folder. Okay, now inside here you can see there is a source directory. So here this is the source directory. So you have to you guys have to simply do the cleaning stuff here. So because I am not going to do any testing here, so I am going to simply delete the test file logo.svg and app test.js and delete just these things. So I'm going to simply delete this. Okay, so inside this app.js, get rid of this hard-coded header section first of all here. Remove this logo here, and inside the header just simply I'm going to give here hello. Okay, I'm going to simply give the command let's type here let's build the messenger. Okay, so we have done with this. Save this. Okay, on save while you save this, let open the terminal for, once again. So press the Ctrl J. Okay, so inside the terminal you have to simply fire the command npm start to start the React application. So I'm going to simply start this React application. So you guys have to simply fire the command npm start. Okay, so npm start basically start your React application, and you guys can easily debug all these things in the directly from the browser. So I'm going to simply fire this command. So I'm fired the command npm start. It will start your application here. So you guys can see here let's build a messenger. So we are already started this React application here. So you can see here it is centrally aligned. So first of all I am going to simply remove all this from here. So delete this app.css, and inside let's save this. Okay, and inside this index.css I am going to simply give the margin everywhere of 0. So margin of 0 will let the browser will give a margin of 0 and every page that you will going to create here. So we are done with this. Now it's time to go to the app.js. Inside the app.js, okay, so if you look at this, you can see here there is a bunch of components. You can see here there's a message component, input component, and everything is just like a component. Or in the React, you guys all know about what component is. So we have the we have the component, and the component is the heart of React. So everything that you are seeing here on this pages is just because of the component rendering here. So we have two components of one class component and the functional component. So I am going to simply use all the functional components in this build. So basically I am going to simply tell you what this React application and how React application will work. So basically there is a parent component here. So inside this parent component we have a bunch of another components also. So we have a parent component, you can see here. Inside the parent component we have a logo inside this parent component. So logo and the name is also a component. We have a bunch of messages here we have a bunch of messages in here messages. So each and everything that you guys see on this is a component, and the very bottom of this application we have an input field. So basically we have a bunch of components, and all these components are rendering on the web page. So in the React we have a component on, and the component is going to do every stuff here. So you can see this is a parent component. Okay, so this is a parent component, and you can see there is a root. You will see there is a root. Okay, there is a root. When you go to the index, index.js, you will see there is a id which of named root, which will take care of all these things to where the entry will be happen. So all the React application, inside all the React application there is an entry point, and the entry point is the root id. So basically we have this. So basically we have this root, and this root have the entry point of this parent element and this parent component. Okay, so this is a parent component, and inside this parent component we have these components. So basically it is formed just like a tree. So basically it forms just like a tree. There is a parent tree. So we have a parent here, parent. Okay, we have a parent, we have a bunch of their children like this. We have bunch of children here. It can be many children here. Okay, so we have a bunch of children, and for each and every children there will be a sibling that is of the same at the same level, and for this sibling this it also have another component inside this. So basically it forms just like a hierarchy. You can see here just like a hierarchy, and you can see it forms just like a tree. So basically the React works just like this. So let's go to the coding section here. So inside this app.js, get rid of this hard coded text first of all. So let's build this passenger clone. So I'm going to simply do the following stuff. So let me go to this project section here. So you can see here there is a image and there is a text message that is here. So you can see here, okay, there is also a messenger here. Because of the blackish background, it is not rendering. So I will simply change the CSS for this. Okay, so we have this messenger and we have this author section. So basically I'm going to simply render this for the top of this section here. So let's go here inside this app. Okay, so inside the app we have an image. So I'm going to simply do this. So we have an image have source. So this will be a source, and okay, fine. Next, for a styling purpose, I'm going to simply give the class name. So I'm giving the class name of app logo. Okay, fine. So we have an image. Okay, so we have an image and we have the name here. So I'm going to simply give the header. So wrap it inside the h3 tag. So we have a messenger. So messenger / h3. Okay, so here next we have app body. So you can see, let go here. So basically we have this parent component, we have this header, and after this header we have another okay, we have another class, or we call it a component. I will do it later. So basically there is a app body, and inside this app body, or inside this app body class, we have this bunch of the messages that is rendering on the screen that you guys can simply see here. So this whole is app body, or inside this app body we have this messages section. So let's go here to coding, back to the coding. So inside this messenger we have a app body. So basically we have a form with this input field and this very nice icon, which for which I am going to simply use the material UI icon. So for this I am going to simply wrap it inside a form tag. So we have form. Inside this form, let me just give the class name. So I am giving the class name of app form. Okay, inside this form I am going to simply do this following. So you can see here, so we have a form element. You can simply use a material UI font. So how can you use this? Simply go here and press and put here materialui.com, or okay, here let's search for the form and the form control. You will get a very nice form option here. So form and form control. So here you will see how you guys will simply do this. So for this you have to simply import it from the material UI code. Okay, so this is the form control. So I'm going to simply install the material UI code first of all inside our project. So let's go to your terminal. So I'm going to simply open the terminal here. So inside this terminal, fire the command npm. You have to simply fire the command npm I @material UI code /code. So how I'm going to do this? Npm I @material UI /code. It will simply install all this code element of this material UI. For using any material UI feature, you have to simply install the material UI code, and then you will easily import this form control from here. You can also import the form from this. So basically form and the form control, basically all these are the components. So let it install first. So you can see here we are done with our installing of this code material UI code. Now next it's time to install the icon. So if you go to the deployed version here, you can see here a very nice icon here, a send icon here. So for this you have to simply install the icon. So for this I am going to simply fire the command npm I @material UI. Instead of this code I am going to simply put here icons, and it will install every icon inside your project directory. So basically we are only need of this send icon. So I am going to simply install the send icon. So how you guys going to do this? So basically put it here like here icons, and search for the icons, material UI icons. You will get a list of the icons here. So simply you have to simply fire the command npm install @material UI /icons. Okay, so it will install each and every icons inside your project directory. So because I have to simply use a single icon, which is a send icon. So I am going to simply put this like here. You can see this is the send icon. And clicking on this, you can simply see here import send icon from this material UI icons send. So how you guys going to do this? You have to simply fire the command npm I @material UI icons. So I am going to simply do this. Hit the enter button. Okay, So it will install this icon, material UI icons inside your project directory. So it will take 2 or 3 minutes, so give it some time. So we have successfully installed all these packages, required packages here. Now it's time to import this send icon here. So I simply copied this and paste it down at the very top of this file. Okay, so we are done with this. Now I am going to simply do here. So we have form, and inside the form you can see we have a form control, and for which I am going to simply import it from material UI core. So I am going to simply import the form control. So form control. Okay, so I'm going to simply import the form control and this input field, very nice input field here. So for this I'm going to simply import this. So form control and input from @ material UI core. Okay, so fine. So in this way you can simply import it, just like how I just import it. So here, so we are done with this. Now simply here, let me collapse this terminal first of all. So here you can see we are done with this. Now it's time to add this form control component that is imported from this material UI core. So simply do here form control, and inside this form control we have an input field. So we have an input, okay, make it capital because it is component and imported from the material UI core. So we have an input field. So inside this input we have form control and we have an input field. Okay, so inside this form control I'm giving let me give the class name. So give the class name here app form. Okay, okay, this is a app body, so let just give it the name of app body. Okay, fine. So inside this form control I've just given the class name here. So inside this input field give the class name. So class name here app input. Okay, so we are done with this. Now give the placeholder. So okay, placeholder. So placeholder will be enter a message. Okay, now we have a type of text. So we have a type of text. So simply I'm giving the type here. So basically the type of text. Okay, so we are done with this. Okay, input is not a self-closing tag. Okay, put like the just give like this. Okay, so we are okay, so we are done with this. Now we have an icon. You can see here, this is a there is an icon. So on clicking this you will see here this black color. Okay, on clicking on focus you can see simply a very nice UI here. So on focus here, this the baseline is the baseline color is changed to the very nice blue color. So okay, I am going to simply save it first of all. So save this and let go to your deployed version here. Refresh this. You can see here an input field inside a form control here. So it will it is refreshing. So it is basically it is compiling here. So okay, so we have a send icon. So we have a send icon. I am going to simply put it here. So we have a send icon here. So you can see here. Okay, so here you can see here a very nice input field with a baseline. Here you can see here with a nice, very nice baseline here. So okay, so we have this send icon. You can see here in the inside the deployed version of this we have this send icon. So for this I am going to simply put it like this. So basically we have a send icon. Let it give this a class name. So class name, okay, class name of app. So class name of app send icon. Okay, so class name of send icon. Fine. Okay, put this. So on saving you can see here there will be a send icon will popped out here. So okay, you can see this is the send icon. So for this I am going to simply wrap it inside a icon button. So basically icon button will give a very nice ripple effect on this. So I'm going to simply wrap it inside our icon button. So basically icon button will give a very nice UI, attractive UI. So simply I'm going to simply import it. So here I'm going to simply put icon button. So here simply wrap it inside this. So here icon button. So we have icon button, we have this icon button, and put this send icon inside this icon button. So simply put it inside this icon button. Okay, so I am giving some class name or some properties here to this icon button. So I am giving the class name of app app icon button. Okay, basically this will be a type of submit. On firing the on clicking the enter button, there will be a event occurred. So this is basically a type of submit. Okay, just give the variant. I'm giving the variant here. So variant will be contained. Okay, just give the color. Okay, first of all save this. I just want to see what the changes here. Yeah, you can see here very nice a ripple effect. You can see a ripple effect here, and you can see there is a refreshing. The page is refreshes on click. So basically there is an event fired here. So we have this very nice ripple effect here. Okay, so variant color variant variant content. And now next I am giving the color. So I am giving the color here. So color will be primary. Okay, so save this. Now you can see a bluish color here because of this primary color. Next, so we are done with this. Okay, fine. So we are done with this here. Next we have next you can see here we have this message section here. So for this message section I am going to simply create a component which is a message component. So simply go here inside this, create a file message.js and corresponding CSS for designing styling this file. So I'm going to simply import create as message.css also. So let's go to this message.js. So to do anything inside this message.js, I'm going to simply inside here I'm going to simply obeying the BEM convention. For this I'm going to simply give the class name of all lowercase of app. Okay, now save this. Let's go to this app.css. Inside this app.css I'm going to simply do the styling stuff here. So basically I will style each and everything, then I will move ahead to this to the message section. So you can see we are not done with this. We have this image icon. So we have to simply give the source name URL here. So simply I'm going to copy this URL from here, and let's go inside this here inside the source. I'm going to simply put it down. Now save this. Inside the deployed version you will see how very nice logo of this messenger is now popped out on the screen. Now next let's go to this app.css, and inside this app.css I'm going to simply do the bunch of styling here for the nice attractive UI. So let's go to this app.css and first of all grab this .app class. So here we have this app class. So simply here inside this app.css I am simply going to simply align all the text to the center. So you will see everything will popped out in to the centrally. Okay, it is all upon you if you want to give the background color or not. Basically I am going to simply give the background color of black, light black. Okay, let's give the light blackish color. Okay, simply give the background color of the black. Okay, here now let's it's fine. This is it is not seen because of because of this blackish color. So for now I'm simply give the black color of white. So save this. Okay, now inside this app we are done with this. Now it's time to design some design the logo. So we have this logo, app.logo. So for this app.logo I'm giving the margin from the top of 10 pixels. So margin from the top of 10 pixel. Now it will shift 10 pixel from this top. Now it's time to style this body section. So for this body, body class, so we have the body class. So body class I'm giving the padding everywhere 20 pixel inside this body, and I'm giving the position of fixed. So position will be fixed. Okay, position will be fixed. Save this. Okay, and the bottom of 0 pixel. So there will be no margin from the bottom. Now you can see it is dropped simply down to the bottom here. Now I'm giving the G index here. So G index will be 1, which will keep it at the top. Okay, I'm giving the background color of very nice background here. So simply I'm giving the background color of E9. Okay, so background color of this. Next I'm giving the width. So width of 90%. Save this. You will see it will stretched out here. Next I'm giving the border radius, a very nice border and very nice border from the left and to the right. So border radius of curved borders. For this I'm giving the border radius of 33 pixel. Okay, it is not changing because I have to simply override this styling here. Okay, border radius of 33 pixel. Okay, you can see a very nice border here. Okay, so we are done with this. Next it's time to style this app. We are done with this app body. Okay, so we are done with this app body. Put it down. Okay, like this. Okay, so we are done with this app logo, app body. Now it's time to style this app form. So for this app form I'm going to simply do this. So app form. Inside this app form I'm giving the display of flex. So it will align each and everything in a row. Display of flex. Okay, and flex direction of row. So you have to simply override this, because you can see here this is a form control, and this form control is imported from the Material UI core. So for this there is a bunch of styling already done by the Material UI core. So you have to simply override the styling here. So simply I am giving the important here. Now you can see here here I also give the important. Now it will arranged in a row. You can see it is arranged in a very nice row. Okay, so we are done with this app form. Now it's time to do styling for the dot app. So okay, so we are done with this app form. Okay, inside this you can see here. Okay, so we are done with this. Now it's time to style this app input. Okay, where is the app input class? App input class here. Let's grab. Okay, now so inside this app input, inside this app input, simply I'm giving the flex of 1. It will take as much space as it can. So simply I'm giving this just like this. Now it is a very responsive. It is a responsive. Okay, you can see it is responsive in mobile phone, tablet, on any for every screen. So it is responsive. I'm giving the you can see we have this icon button. You can see this is icon button. So grab this class name here, copy this, paste it down here. Okay, so for this icon button I am giving the flex of 0, so you will see it will stretched out to the to here. Okay, now you can see here a very nice input field I have created here. So we are done with this styling here. Okay, so let's go at the top. Okay, you can see it is touching the bottom here. So I'm just going to simply give here some margin from the bottom. Simply I'm giving the margin everywhere of 20 pixel. You can see it will slightly upward. Now you can see it is now it is shifted 20 pixel from the bottom and each and everywhere. So we are done with this. Okay, let me give the width of 95. Now save this. Okay, for the small screen, width of 95. Okay, give the margin of 10. Save this. Okay, simply give it 90. Okay, now save this. Fine, we are done with this styling of this our app. Okay, we are done with this styling of our app here, app class. Okay, so you can see a very nice responsive UI here. So okay, so we are done with this. Now let's go to the message.js. Inside this message.js I am going to simply do the following stuff here. So you have to simply fire the I'm going to simply produce nice snippets here. So for this snippet you have to simply type RFCE, which will give you a very nice snippet which saves you a lot of time. You guys will find these snippets inside the message marketplace. So inside this marketplace you have to simply search for ES7, React, Redux, GraphQL, Apollo, everything for the snippets, and you will get this extension here. You have to simply install this extension and make it globally. So you will get this you will get this snippets also. So for this message, inside this message you can see here we have a message. So inside this message section what I am going to do, we have a text here. Okay, so we have a paragraph, or you can simply see here we have a text here. Okay, and we have a border, and we have distinguished each and which we have distinguished between the native user and the other user here also. So here inside this message component I am going to simply pass the props here. So props is basically properties. So I am going to simply destructure the prop, and I'm going to simply destructure it and give the exact name. Okay, okay, so for the styling, simply I'm going to first of all import this message.css first of all inside at the top of the very top of the file. Okay, so we have this message.css. Now it's time to create the component for the message. So inside this message you can see we have card element, just like this. We have a card and we have the card element. So you have to simply import it from the material UI code. So I am going to simply import it from. So first of all I am going to import. So we are going to use the card. So I am going to simply import the card and card element. So we have card content. Okay, so we have card content and we have a typography. So we have a typography which give a very nice UI here. So import it from simply material UI code. So material UI code. So we are done with this. So we have this card component, we have this card content component, and we have here typography. So inside this message, so we have a card component. So basically I am giving the card. So here we have this card component. So simply here do this card. Okay, so inside this card component, so I am going to simply give a class name for this styling. So I am giving the class name of card. So class name of message. Okay, so I'm giving the class name of here message user card. Okay, so we have this message user card. I will do it later for this guest card and the user card, so I will do it later. So I'm just simply populate all this stuff on the screen first of all here. So we have this message user card. So I'm basically we have the props. So for these props we have, so I'm going to simply destructured it. So we have username basically for the username for the user, and the other, if there is other, then you have to simply render it as a white background of this and with the name of the username. And if there is a user, okay, so if the user is accessing this, then the message for the user will be popped out inside to the right of the side. So we have this username, okay, inside this prop, and we have this message. Okay, so we are done with this. So we have this username, or we have this message. So inside this card we have just give the class name of the message user card. Inside this message user card we have this card content. So for this card content, so okay, so we have this card content. Inside this card component we have the typography. So we have this typography. So for this typography I'm just going to give some styling here. So for here I am giving the color of the typography of secondary. So color of secondary, okay, variant of H5, variant of H5, okay, and the component. So for the component I'm giving the I'm wrapping it is inside a H2 tag. So we are done with this typography. Okay, so we are done with this. Now for this we have to simply do the following. So we are done with this message.js. You have to simply render it out on the screen. For this you have to simply import it inside this app.js. So we have this app.js. Simply first of all let import it from, so simply you have to import it at the very top of the file. So import message from dot period / message dot js, message.js. So okay, so we are done with this. Okay, you can give the extension. Okay, fine. Now next, at the very bottom of this outside of this form we have this message. So for the message I am going to simply set the following things here. So basically I am going to use the apply the use state hook here. So for this we have this input field. So for this I am going to simply use the state here for the input field and for the user field also. So basically I am going to simply use the or apply the hooks here, react hooks here. So okay, so simply at the top of here okay, so for this I am going to simply render out something here for the message section. For this, so simply for the message I am going to simply render out the message component. For this I am going to simply pass it like this message, and inside this message we have a bunch of component here. So we have two component, one user, one is username, and another is the message. So we have this message component. So for the here, so we have the username. So basically what you guys have to do, you have to simply do the following. So we have username. So basically let me give the username here. Okay, I will get the username from let me refresh it, and when I refresh it, it will ask us about the okay here okay, this is the deployed version of this. I am going to simply okay, import no here fb messenger clone key. Okay, so let's go to the deployed version here. So it will ask the user about the username. So for this, so we have the username. So simply we will get this username from the from the username here. So I'm going to simply cancel it out. Okay, so here user, we have this user name. So where do we get this username? So I'm going to simply implement the use state hook here. So let's go at the top of this. Okay, I will do it later. So simply I'm giving the username, we have the username, and we have the message. So for the message we okay, so for the message we have message, so put it here, message. So I'm going to simply create two hooks here. So here inside the function app here, so simply we have username. So here username and set username. Here use state inside this initially the username. So for the initially for the username it will be an empty string. So for the username it will be an empty string. So simply you have to simply import the use state from the React. So simply import it from, so I have simply give here okay, use state. Okay, so it is already imported it from the use state. So import, I have imported this use state from the React. Import use state and React. Okay, so here we have this use state. Initially it will be an empty string. Okay, we have another hook here. So I'm going to create a custom hook here. So we have this username, we have the messages here also. So for the messages, set messages. So messages, so here messages will be an empty string also, empty array, because we have a bunch of messages here. So it will be an empty array. Okay, fine. Okay, so we have done. Now when we click everything on this inside this, we have when we type the message inside this input field, we have to create another state, another custom hook, which is input. So basically for in initial at the initial stage it will be an empty string. So for this I am going to simply create another custom hook for the input field also. So for this input, so we have this custom hook for input and the set input. So we have this input and this set input use state. Okay, and inside this use state it will be an empty string. Okay, now next we have the option here. So we have to simply ask the user about the name of the user. So for this, when this component will load, when the home component will load, prior to the loading it will ask the name for the user. So for this I'm going to simply produce a prompt here. So for this, how you guys can do this, I'm going to simply use the following like this. So I'm going to simply apply the use effect hook here also. So for this use effect, first of all let import it. So I will import it later. So we have this use state, and inside this use state I am going to simply set the username. So for this, let's copy this and put it down here. So set the username, and inside this username we have to pass a function which is a inbuilt function of the JavaScript, which is a prompt. So for this prompt I'm going to simply pass here please. So please enter your name. So on the deployed version I'm going to simply refresh this. You guys will see it will ask the user about the name here. So please enter your name. So for this I have done I have simply created a custom hook here with the name of the username and the set username. So basically it will set the name of the user that we will get here, and it will simply store inside this username, and it will pass, and the username simply is passed with passed as a props inside this message component. or inside this message component we will get this username, and after that we will do all this for all the stuffs here. So for this we have this username. Next you have to simply import it, so avoid this error, so simply import this use effect. So I have imported it. Okay, so we have imported it this. Okay, simply pass it the pass here empty array here. For the empty array here will simply ensure that it will render or it will run a single time when this application loads. Okay, so it will be a empty string. Now we are done with this. Okay, I am going to simply cancel out. So okay, you can see here you have I am going to simply type a message here, and I will simply hit an enter button. So for this there will be event will happen. So for this let's go to this icon button. So here we have this input field. So for this input field I am going to simply give a value. So for this value, so the value will be an input that the user will be simply type the message here. So here the message will be value will be input. Okay, so here the value will be inside the input field we have this value. So for the value we have it will be input. Okay, so we have to simply set the input here. So on change, when there will be a change, so on change there will be a function with an event and as an object will fired or triggered here. So simply wrap it inside a parenthesis. Okay, so basically we have to simply set the input here. So simply set the input. So set input, and inside this it will take e.target.value, which is the typed text that will user entered here manually. Okay, so we have this at the very top of this. Okay, so we have this. So basically we have fetched the input field from here. Okay, now it's time to get this input and render it out on the screen. So for this how we guys will do this. So simply this input field will fired when we hit the enter button. So for this purpose we have this we have to take care of the we have to simply pass here inside this icon button. You can see a very nice UI here. So inside this icon button simply you have to simply pass the on click functionality, or okay, so on okay, either you will you pass the on click functionality inside this icon button, or you can see here we have this icon button and we have this type submit. So whenever I hit the enter button, it will simply fire the submit command on its own. So there is no need to add the on click functionality here. So either you can add this functionality, or you can simply remove it from here. So basically I have already used here the type of submit, so there is no need to add the on click functionality here. So here when this input field is empty, so basically when this input field is empty, I am going to simply disable the input, because it will simply add the message of empty string, which is of no use. So simply how can we achieve it? So for this I am going to simply push the disabled. So disabled, add the field here for disabled. So basically it will be disabled when there is no input, and in this way we can achieve this. Okay, so here we are done with this. So okay, so when we hit the enter button, there will be a function will be fired. Okay, so when we hit the enter button, there will be a function fired. Okay, so for this we have to simply add the functionality of on click. So either you can simply add this functionality inside this send icon here. So basically you have to simply pass the type submit inside this send icon, or you can simply add this functionality inside this icon button. So simply I'm going to simply add this functionality inside this icon button. So here I'm going to do this just like this. So on click, there will be a function fired or triggered. Let me give the name of send a message, and make a function of send message at the very top here. So here const send message function. Okay, just like this. I'm going to simply create an arrow function for the send message here. So for the send message here, so you can see for the send message here, you have to simply set the message here. So basically we have this message and this set message. So send for the const message we have this send message. So for this send message, okay, so for any browser default refreshing feature, you have to simply disable it. So for this I'm going to simply prevent it. Call the function e.prevent default. It will take care of the auto refreshing of browser default feature. So here we are done with this. So we have this e.prevent default. Now it's time to add the message somewhere. Okay, so we have to simply add the message somewhere, or store the message somewhere to get this these messages onto this screen whenever we will come across here. So you have to simply store all the messages here. You have to simply store all the messages inside the Firebase. So for this, how you guys can do this, you have to simply go to the firebase.google.com. inside here, go to the console. You have to simply create a project for this. So how you can create a project? So simply go to the console.firebase.google.com. you can simply click on this add project. Here you have to simply give the name of the project. So I will simply give the project name here, FB messenger. Okay, okay, you are 2 project away from the project limit. Okay, click on this continue. Create a project. So it will create a project inside your project directory. Now you guys have to simply bring it to the here, and this also after this. So okay, here you can see there is a finishing up. Okay, so inside the inside this project section, go to your terminal, or inside this terminal, for you have to simply install the Firebase. So for this I will do it later. Simply click on this. Okay, so when you click on this, you have to simply register the application. So let's go to this here. You have to simply register the application. I am going to simply register it here like this. If you want the Firebase hosting, you can simply click on this, and next. You will get all these things. So I will do the hosting later. Okay, so we are done with this. Continue to console. Click on this. Okay, so here click on this. You have to simply grab the .config file here. So for this, at the very bottom of this, you can see here this config section. Simply go here, copy this, after copy this, go to your project section. Inside this source directory, simply create another file, firebase.js. Inside this firebase.js, simply paste this. Okay, so when you paste this here, next go to your terminal and fire the command npm I firebase. So simply all the Firebase features that you guys are gonna to use inside your project will simply installed inside this project directory. So for this, you have to simply fire the command npm I firebase. Hit the enter button. It will take some time for the installation. Okay, so here Firebase is successfully installed inside our project directory. Now it's time to configure the FireStore. Okay, so database. So for the database, you have to simply click on this Cloud FireStore. So click on this Cloud FireStore. It will ask you something here. So simply create a database, click on this create database, click on this test mode, click on this next, okay, enable. So okay, it will simply set up all the required stuff. So you can simply add this add the messages directly to the database or inside the cloud, so you guys can simply chat with your friends, family, and each and everyone in a real time. So you can see, so here the Firebase is already set up. Okay, so we are done with the database section here. So now it's time to initialize this Firebase application. So for this you have to I'm going to simply do the following steps. So follow me from here. So const I'm going to simply create an object Firebase app inside here. So I have already installed the Firebase here. So simply okay, let me grab this thing, delete. Okay, here inside here simply do import the Firebase here. So simply I'm going to simply import Firebase, okay, from from the installed Firebase. So import Firebase from Firebase. Okay, so we are now done with this. Now next, inside this const Firebase app, you have to simply okay, not Firebase, it is Firebase. Okay, so here simply do this. So Firebase dot initialize app. So Firebase, you have to simply initialize the Firebase. So for this you have to simply do this Firebase dot initialize app, or inside this initialization you have to simply pass this Firebase config object. So simply copy this, grab this. I'm simply going to simply put down here. So okay, so we have this. Next we have to simply set up the database. For this I'm going to simply create a object here. So const db, or inside this db simply do this Firebase app dot Firebase app dot FireStore. Okay, now simply export this. So simply I'm going to simply export this. So export default db. Okay, so you guys can simply use this db database object anywhere inside your project directory. So now we are done with this Firebase section here. Now save this Firebase. Now let's go to this app.js. So inside this app.js you guys have to simply add the messages to the message to the database. So how you guys can implement this? So simply you have to import the db from the local import the db from the local Firebase file. So for this I'm going to simply do import db from the local Firebase. So Firebase. Okay, now so I have simply import this Firebase db from the Firebase. Now inside this send message, so basically inside this send message you guys have to simply do the following stuff. So db dot collection. So we have a collection, or inside this collection we have the table name, just like inside how you guys will do inside the relational database model. So we have the table name. Okay, we have this table name just like this. For the message, so we have this collection. Inside this collection we have the table name, and the name which is the name is collection, because the FireStore is a NoSQL database which store the data in JSON format. So you can see here. So db.collection.message, I am going to simply use the function add function. So simply you can push all the messages directly to the cloud. Okay, so we have this message. Basically message is a column. So inside this table we have the message, and message is basically a column, and the column we have the value for this is input. So basically what the user will type inside this, what the user will let's go to the deployed version here. So here what the user will type here inside this input field will simply push all these messages directly to the database. So for this, here inside this we have this input. Okay, so we have this message for, we have this input, and we have the username for each and every user. So we have this username. So for this username we have the username. Got it? Okay, comma. Okay, at the top we have the left this comma. Okay, now so for the username we have this username. So basically I want to simply populate all the messages in descending order, because the newer messages, I want the newer message will popped out at the very top of the stack. So for this I am going to simply arrange all the message, or I am going to simply render all the message according to the timestamp. So for this I am going to simply use the server timestamp. For this you have to simply import the Firebase from the actual Firebase that you have installed. So for this I am going to simply import Firebase from the actual Firebase, not the local Firebase here. So here you can simply do the following stuff like this. So for this I am going to simply add the timestamp. So timestamp, let me give the comma. Okay, so timestamp, for the timestamp we have this Firebase. So for this Firebase dot FireStore, and the FireStore dot field value. Okay, so field value dot server timestamp. So we have this server timestamp. Okay, so this will create a timestamp when the message is going when the message will going to push to the cloud. So at the time the message will have this timestamp along with it. So we are done with this. Now we have this send message. Okay, so when the message is sent, I am going to simply set the input here back to the empty string when the message will be sent out. Okay, so we are done with this. Okay, so we are done with this. The message will be now simply populate, or the message will now simply add inside the Firebase. So how we are going to do this, or for the testing purpose I am going to simply do here. Okay, so here we have this message and we have this message. So I'm not want to render out the message at this time here. So I'm going to simply comment it out, save this. First of all, I'm going to simply show you how this message will simply add to the Firebase in the real time. So for this, okay, we are done with this. Okay, refresh it one more time. I think app.css is okay. React Firebase, we have this app.css. Okay, it is compiling. Let it compile. So guys, you can see here it asks us about the name of the user. So I'm going to simply give the name here, code with a key. Now click on this. Okay, now so I'm going to simply show you the real time message will populate, or the storage, and the real time message will store in the Firebase. So when I will fire the command here, or I'm just simply hit the enter button, you can see there will be a message will simply add to the FireStore. So I'm going to simply do there. So subscribe this channel for the subscribe this channel to show your support. Okay, when I hit the enter, you will see there will be a message will added to the pushed to this cloud. So I hit the enter here. Now refresh this page, you will see the message is simply added to this Firebase. You will see here there is a scrolling here. You can see their message table. Inside this message there is a unique ID. Now you can see they subscribe to this channel to show your support with the timestamp and the username. So you guys can see here where it is a real time. Now I am going to when I will not refresh here anymore, or you can see here there will another unique user ID, unique ID will create here when I hit the enter. So let's rock on. When you can see here there will be an ID popped out. You can see here this is a real time, this is in real time. This is insane, guys. You can simply okay, so I am going to simply add inside this tab. So you can see here we have this bunch of messages I have already added on. Now it's time to render out the message on the screen. So how you guys can simply render out this message on the screen? So for this I am going to simply do this. So here, so inside of this, so we have a bunch of messages. So for this I am going to simply use another apply another use state use effect. So for this I am going to simply going to use the apply the use effect hook once again. So for this use effect is for rendering all the message on the screen. So initially I am just giving it for the empty array, because it will render, or it will run single time in the entire application. So here, so inside this use effect I am going to simply grab all the messages. So for this I am going to simply do the following step. So db.collection, so inside this collection, messages, so inside this collection messages we have, I am going to simply order it by, so simply order it by the timestamp in descending order. So the latest message or the last message will be rendered out at the very top of this. So for this I am going to simply arrange it in the descending order. So here I am going to simply use the function of snapshot. Snapshot will do simply create simply a snapshot will do the to get all the unique IDs that is created randomly on a single time when this use effect will fired. So we have this db.collection.message, we have the order out, and then a snapshot. Inside this snapshot I am just created another object of a snapshot, and inside this snapshot I am going to simply create this function arrow function. Here inside this arrow function I am going to simply call this function set message, which is a custom hook. So inside this set message I am going to simply set the message. So for this we have this snapshot. Inside this snapshot we have the docs. So the docs is basically this unique ID you can see here. So we have this message, okay, and we have this docs here. So on a snapshot docs, and you guys have to simply render each and every docs. So for this each and every message, so I'm going to simply map each and every documents here. So map doc. Inside this doc I'm going to simply make another arrow function here. Inside this function we have this ID, which is this ID. You can see here JNU, everything like this. So we have this unique ID. So we have this ID. So for this is a doc ID, and then we have the message. So you can see we have this message, that is let's rock on. So we have this message. So for this message we have this doc.data. Okay, so we have this message, we have this timestamp, and we have this username. For this we have this doc.data. So we have this doc.data. So we have this ID and we have this message, and for the message we have this doc.data, and just like a function just like this. It will not be a curly braces, it will be a parenthesis. So get rid of this curly braces first of all. Okay, so we are done with this. Now let's go to the very bottom of this. For the at the very bottom up here, okay, there is another error. I think there must not be any error here. So we okay, no, we are good to go here. So edit wrap inside another curly braces, and now put each and everything inside this bracket. I think it is now fine. Okay, so the error has been gone. Okay, so you can see we let's go at the bottom, very bottom of this. Okay, so inside here, so we have I'm going to simply wrap it inside this messages. We have this messages and the messages dot map. So simply I'm going to render out each and every messages here. So simply messages dot map, or inside this map I'm going to simply do the pass the following props. So these props are going to use to the so inside this map, so we have two things. We have this ID and the message. You can see here inside this map. Okay, at the top, very top of it, we have this ID and we have this message. So basically I'm going to simply use each and every ID and the message for here. So we have this message. Inside this message, so we have okay, so we have this ID and we have this message. Okay, so we have this ID, we have this message. Okay, we have already created a parenthesis here, so there is no need of this. I'm just going to simply create an arrow function here. Okay, fine. So here I'm going to simply create an arrow function here. So okay, I think there will be a syntax error here. Okay, so inside this messages dot map, inside this map we have this ID and we have this message. Okay, okay, put like this. We have this arrow function here. Fine, and inside this I'm going to simply pass the message here. So okay, we have this unique ID for each and every message. So simply I'm going to pass the key here. So here the key, you can see here we have this key. So for this key we have this ID. Okay, now fine. So we have this for this key we have this ID, username for the username, and the message for the message. Now we are done with this app.js. Inside this app.js function, now it's time to let's go to this message section. So inside this message we have this username and we have this message. So basically you have to simply render out this username or the message. So how you guys gonna do this? So simply you have to simply do the following things inside this typography. So you guys have to simply render out the message on the screen. So let's go to the deployed version here. So this is the message here, messages here. So how you guys can do this? I'm going to simply refresh this. Okay, rendered more hooks. Okay, it is asking about your name, so I'm going to simply pass the name here. So I'm going to simply pass the code with okay, hit the enter button. Now it's time to render the messages on the screen. So for the rendering the messages, so for this how can we do this? So simply I'm going to simply create a user. So we have this username. So I wish to if I go here and refresh this, so let me refresh this. I will show you how I'm going to do this. So I'm giving the name here, code with the key. So I'm going to simply do the following step here. So you can see here the native user have this white blue background. Okay, and the other users we have the messages have this white grayish background. So for this how we can do this? So basically for this I'm going to simply give create a statement, a check statement here, if the username is equal to the message username or not. So for this how you can do this? So simply inside here okay, inside here I'm going to simply create a is user object. So basically is user object, and for this is user object, if the username is equal to the if the username is equal to the message. So basically we have this inside this message, so message dot username. Okay, so is user, so if the username is equal to the message dot username, then inside this return statement simply I am going to simply render out the following things. So we have this card statement here. So inside this card statement, I wish to simply add. I will do this later. So I will do this later to distinguish between the user card and the guest card. I'm going to simply render out the message statement here. So for this, here inside the typography, so inside this typography here, so here I am going to simply render out the message here. So I am going to simply render out the message. So I am going to simply pass here message here. Okay, so you can see on save this. Let me save this. Now you will see here the message will pop on the screen. Okay, refresh this. You will see the message will pop. Okay, I'm giving the name here. Okay, let me cancel this. Okay, message not rendering here. What the region here, I don't know. So basically let's go here inside this app. Okay, let me go to the logo to this app.js. Inside this app.js, we have done with this. Okay, we have this message, we have this ID, and we have this everything here inside this message key. Okay, fine. We have this message component also here. Inside this message component, we have done with this. So we are rendering the message section here inside this card component. Okay, fine. We have this message dot message. Great. Is there I think is there any error? Let me console out the error. Okay, there is no error here. Okay, I think the message will pop out or not. Message will pop out or not. Simply check it. Okay, I'm just going to console the message out first of all. So simply I'm going to console out the message, console dot log message dot message. Okay, save this, refresh this, cancel it out, inspect this. Let me go to the console. Inside this console, we have this or not. Okay, the message is not rendered out here. Okay, grab this, save it one more time, refresh this, cancel this. Each user is okay. Now fine. Okay, message is already added. You can see here the message is already added to the FireStore. Now it's time to render it on the screen. So we have to render the message on the screen. So I'm going to simply debug the following. I'm going to simply do the. So basically we are done with this, but the message is not rendering. I think let me see the message. Okay, message. Oh, I just found the error where I am doing here. So you can see here db.collection, there is message not messaged. So for this let me save this first of all. Okay, let's go to the deployed version. Okay, cancel it out. Okay, now you can see this. Subscribe this channel to show your support, and let's rock on. So both of the messages is now rendering on the screen. Now it's time to style the message.js. So how I am going to simply style this. So basically we are done with this. Message is already render on the screen. So we are done with this following things. Now it's time to go to the message.js. So we have this div class here. So we have this user card and we have this guest card. So for this, what I am going to do, basically we have to simply categorize between the native user and the guest user. So for the categorization, you can simply see in the deployed version, here is the background of the blue for the native user and the background of white for the guest user. So if there is a username, if the username is equal to the message.username, then there will be a native user. So basically we have that username inside this each user object. So basically I am going to simply do the following. So for you guys, simply follow me here. So I am going to simply render this message section here only when okay, let me grab this. I'm going to simply put the double quote here. So here I am going to simply use the string templation in here. So here let it wrap it inside this curly braces first of all. So okay, so inside this, so we have this message. Okay, so we have this message class only when we have this message class only when inside this dollar sign we have this message class only when there is a user. So is user ampersand okay, and when there is a user, then apply this message user class to this div, otherwise it will be a message user. Now inside this card, so for this card basically I am going to simply design the two cards for the both of the user. So for the native user I am going to simply use this background of the blue card and the background of the white card for the guest user. So I am going to simply do the following things inside this. So basically is user okay, so we have this is user here. Okay, I think there is something wrong here happened. Grab this and put it here. So fine. Next this message user card will do just like this. So I am going to simply wrap it inside this curly braces. So if there is a user, then this message user card will be appeared. Okay, otherwise message guest card will appear, and we will do the CSS for all these things in later. So you got this. So if there is a user, means the username and the message.username is equal, then the message user card will be shown, otherwise the message guest card will be shown. Okay, okay, so you can see here the username along with the colon here and the message here is now rendering on the screen only for the guest user, not for the user, because the native user knows he knows its name. So there is no need to add the username for the native user. It is only needed to add the username for the guest user. So basically inside this message.message, so here I am going to do the here if there is no user, means that username is not equal to the message.username. If this happens, then I am going to simply use the string templation here also. So inside this I am going to simply add this message dot username. Okay, message dot username if there is a username. Okay, so if there is no username, then I am going to simply provide the unknown user, anonymous user or unknown user. Okay, just like this. Okay, so if there is a user, then it will render the username. If there is no user, means that there will be a no if there is a no user, means that there will be a no native user. If there is no native user, then you have to simply render the username, okay, or the unknown user if there is a no username for the guest user. Okay, fine. Next, if it happens, then we have to for this otherwise I'm going to simply provide around it inside this, bring like this. Okay, so okay, fine. Okay, yeah, simply put it inside this backtick. Okay, so here fine. Otherwise render the if there is each user is not a user, means here is you can see exclamation mark here for the not the native user. If there is not a native user, you have to simply render out the username along with the message section here. You can see here. So this is message. So we will find Okay, now it's time to simply assign the now it's time to simply style all these stuff. So for styling purposes, so I'm going to simply add the message.css. I'm going to simply do the styling in the message.css. So basically I will grab this message.css in the very bottom of this here, and I will simply do the following things line by line, so you guys can simply follow me from here. So inside this message.css we have a bunch of things to bunch of things for styling. We have the message user card, we have the message guest card, okay, we have this typography and everything. So for this I'm going to simply first grab the message class. So there is a message, so inside this message let me give, I'm giving the padding of 10 pixel, okay, and the margin of 10 pixel each from everywhere, and giving the width of fit content. Okay, now save this, you will see okay, let me go to the okay, so you can see a very nice message is now rendering by this simple lines that you can see here, these simple lines. Okay, now it's time to style the message user. So message user, you can see here we have this message only message, okay, for this. And if there is a user, means that if it is a native user, then we have to simply render this message user also. Okay, okay, I will just put like this. Okay, now fine. So inside here, so message user, so message message user. So for the message user I am giving the margin left of auto, so it will simply shifted to the very right of the page. So I am giving the margin left of auto. You can see it. If there will be a user, then it will I have not done I am not giving the name here, so I am going to simply okay, simply save this. First of all, save this. Now refresh this, it will ask the name of the user, so I am going to simply pass the name of the user here. So I am going to simply pass the name here, code with a key. Hit the enter button. Now you can see the messages that is done by me, or the message that is pushed by me here is now going to the left side, right aligned, because of this dot message user, and because of this here you can see the on the div it will render the message. And if there is a user that is a native user, then the message user will be from the margin left is auto. So for this it is now right aligned here. You can see here I am giving the color of white for the text, so color of white, and the okay, and the background color of white. Okay, I will give the background not inside here. Let me give the text align. So first of all I am giving the text align, so text align of left, and which is important, give the important. Save this, you will see a white color will be shown here. Refresh this. I think there is some error here, cancel it out. Okay, message user margin auto left, fine. I am not giving the name here, so refresh it one more time, put the name, so code with a key, put here. Now I just give the background color here. So I'm going to simply now I'm going to simply style the user card first of all. So we have the message user. Now I'm going to simply style the user card, then I will style the my message guest card. So we have this message user card, so message user. So for this message user you can see we have this message, okay, we have this message user and we have this message user card. So for this message user card okay, for this message user card we have this color. So simply I'm giving the color of white. First of all I am giving the color of white, and it is important, okay, background color. I'm giving the background color of the guest user for this. So here is background color OB8, okay, 1FF, and put it important also for overriding the styling feature. So for this, so we have this message user card. No, this is for the native user. Okay, so for the native user you can see a very nice color here, bluish color here, and the background of this is a white. Okay, now next here I'm just giving the border radius. So for the very nice rounded border from both ends, so for this I'm giving the border radius of this important 33 pixel. Now you will see a very nice rounded border here. Okay, we are done with this. Now next you guys have to simply do the following stuff for the message guest card. So for the message guest card, simply grab everything from here, copy this and replicate it down here. So for the message user card, we have this message guest card. So for the message guest card, we have this same border here, and we have this everything is same, but instead of this background we have nothing in the background here. Now fine, if I will save this, okay, color, I think color will okay, let me see in the deployed version. Color is the inherited, which is a black, but the background color is a nice grayish color. So for this I am adding the background color. So okay, let me undo the following thing, grab this, delete this. Okay, so for this background I am going to give the background color here of hash E9. Got it? Now save this, refresh this, and if I cancel out everything, every messages with the following will now render as a guest card. Cancelled out. Now you will see the message is rendered out as a guest card. Okay, grab refresh this one more time, code with a key, hit the enter. You can see this. Got it? When I refresh this, cancelled it out, you can see here. Okay, so when we have this native user, there is no username appeared along with the message, but when we have this guest user, then the username is appeared. So this is because of here. You can see if there is no native user, then we have this username. If there is username present, if there is no username, to cover up the edge cases here, so I have just simply passed if there is no username, then it will be unknown user, and then message, then the colon sign like just like this, and then the message here. So we are done with this message section, message.css. okay, fine. Now it's time, okay, when you go and here when I simply do some message here, so I'm going to simply fire the message like let's go. When I hit the enter button, you will see a very nice slick little animation will happen here. You can see a very nice animation of the message here. So how you guys can add this animation inside your project? So basically you have to simply go to the terminal. So for this I'm going to simply grab this and put it here at the very top here, inside here. Let's go to the terminal. So simply go to your terminal, and inside this terminal install the package npm I react flip move, and react flip move will simply add a very nice animation on rendering on the message. When the message will rendering on the screen, it will add a very nice animation. You can see inside here. Let me add another message here. So I'm going to simply add hello user. You can see a very nice animation. So for this I'm going to simply install a package here, a react flip move. React flip move will do all this necessary stuff. So you guys can see we have successfully installed this react flip move inside our project directory. Now it's time to go to your inside the app.js. Inside this app.js, I am going to simply wrap this message inside a flip move. So for this, first of all, you have to simply install the import the flip move here. So import flip move from we have discussed this React flip move in our previous build of the Facebook clone, Twitter clone, or the Telegram clone. So you guys can go and watch out that clones to get how this React flip move work. So I'm going to simply do this React flip move. Now let's go at the very down of this file. Here you can see just you have to simply wrap it inside the flip move container component. So flip okay, let me put this. So flip move, okay, close this tag. So flip move, and inside this flip move you have to simply put the message inside this flip move. Okay, fine. Now let's go to your message.js. Inside this message.js you have to simply add the following things here. So let me cancel it out. So here inside this message.js you have to simply make it an arrow function. So for the arrow function you have to simply remove the function like here, the const, shine it here like this, and inside this you have to simply pass the ref. Okay, and you have to simply use a forward ref. So forward ref, and wrap it inside another parenthesis. So here inside this another parenthesis. Okay, let me put another parenthesis here. Now here you have to simply push the ref here, and you have to simply give like the arrow like this, and inside this div you have to simply give the ref is equal to ref. So now we are done with this React flip move. Now save this. You will see a very nice slick animation will happen here. So when I let it refresh this. I'm going to simply refresh this. You will see a very nice little animation will happen here. So I'm going to simply do giving the passing the username here. So Aki code with Aki, hit the enter button. Now you will see the message will be rendered with a nice animation. Add the message here. So we have build the real chat messenger. Done. Now you can see a very nice, you guys can see a very nice animation will be here. So you guys can simply share this to your friends, family, and to everyone, or you can chat with your family, with your friends, or with your relatives through this application. So we are done in this build. Look, okay, I'm going to simply do this for one more time. It is a fully responsive. You can see it is very responsive. Either you will open it in phone or in the browser, on each and every screen. It is very responsive. I'm going to simply put another message here. I'm going to simply add the message here. How are you doing? How are you doing, guys? Hit the enter. You will see a very nice animation here. I'm going to simply refresh this one more time, and I'm going to simply put another name here. So I'm going to simply pass the name here, Aki. Now you will see all the messages will with the code with Aki username will be now inside the left section of this left aligned. Okay, and I'm going to simply add the here hello code with Aki. Hit the enter button. Now you will see, you can see a very nice animation and everything you can see here. So we are done with we are done in this build. Now it's time for you to build this messenger application, or if you find anything difficult to understand, you guys feel free to ask anything inside this comment section. I will answer each and every comments. So you guys can simply drop your comments or any suggestion you want on this build. I'm ready for any changes or the styles or the styles. So you guys simply drop the comments below. it will really motivate me for making another build. So I'm launching a React.js project